Man, they are coming in droves these days. Everybody from Dan Orlovsky to Colin Cowherd, Chris Canty, all of them got some seemingly pessimistic, negative opinions about Caleb Williams. But I'm here to tell you all, they are all wrong about Caleb Williams. Everybody is wrong about Caleb Williams. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe, and I don't know about you all, but I am getting tired of the repeated negative rhetoric surrounding Caleb Williams. So, what is with all the Caleb hate that's been coming out lately? Well, a lot of it has to do with things going on in training camp, practice, as Allen Iverson famously ranted about a few years ago. But we talking about practice here, okay? It is training camp. Why are we taking things so seriously coming out of training camp? But I think it's a little bit deeper than training camp, right? So I think there's a lot of attention, rightfully so, on Caleb because he was the #1 overall pick back in 2024. There's a lot of attention on Caleb because the second overall pick, Jaden Daniels, had such an amazing rookie season that the fact that Caleb didn't match him has a bunch of people feeling some type of way. People hate on Caleb Williams because he showed emotion back in college when he jumped up into his mother's arms after a crushing loss. People are hating on Caleb Williams because the Bears went 5-12 last year, even though he was surrounded by instability and ineptitude all over the place. People are hating on Caleb Williams because you are constantly seeing in the national media these hot takes and this sensationalism around how badly Caleb Williams is doing in training camp. Need I remind you all when the games mattered last year? If we look at his statistics just by themselves, because obviously the outcomes of the game weren't really in the Bears' favor, but if we take a step back and look at the season that he had as a rookie quarterback in the NFL, I mind you, 20 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Also, he went 2 months as a rookie quarterback without throwing a single interception. And I think in the last 7 games, he threw 11 touchdowns and only 1 interception. So there was improvement as the season went along. So he threw for over 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, against 6 interceptions for the entire year. And even though the Bears, I think, had like a 10-game losing streak, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears beat the Bears' most hated rival during the last game of the season in their place, went to Lambeau Field and won as a rookie quarterback for the Chicago Bears, which holds a lot of weight in this particular city. So let's bring it back to 2025 and talk about some of the reasons why Caleb might be struggling in training camp and practice and whatnot, right? I don't know, maybe because he is on his 3rd head coach in less than 2 years in the NFL. I'll be damned. I don't know, because he's learning a brand new offense, his 2nd offense, mind you, during his time in the NFL, which he hasn't even played a down in his 2nd year yet. I don't know. Maybe because he's learning the new players that have been added to the team. Remember, he has 3 new offensive linemen that were just added this offseason, so he has to learn their cadences, their tendencies, and different things like that. I don't know. Maybe because Ben Johnson is not pushing the easy button on his development. Ben Johnson told y'all that he's throwing everything and the kitchen sink at Caleb Williams. Hell, he's having Dennis Allen intentionally have blitzes and throwing rushers at Caleb Williams just to rattle him to see what he would do. Also, I should probably remind y'all, all y'all national media people, I should remind y'all that practices are designed intentionally to be more difficult than the actual game scenarios. So, if you see Caleb Williams struggling in practice, I would try not to overreact too much because, again, things should slow down for him a lot better when the actual game scenarios happen, when the lights go on, when these games actually matter. Ben Johnson told y'all in front of a microphone that this progress would not be linear. He said it would look something like this: ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. And that is exactly what you are seeing. When OTA started, I think, back in April or whatever, right? We were having the same conversation about how Caleb and the offense was struggling, this, that, and there. And then as OTA gradually went along, you started hearing about how the offense was starting to dominate, how they were starting to get the better of the defense. And I think this is going to be a similar situation here. Yeah, Caleb may be struggling right now because they're still trying to do these installs. I think they're on 9 installs of a 12 install part of the offense or whatever. English. They're on their ninth install of 12. So that's what I meant to say. But they're still installing parts of the offense. So Caleb and the offense are still trying to master things. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, most of the guys that are on the Bears defense are not young. They've been in the league a while. They have experience. And did you all think for 1 second that maybe the Bears defense is going to be elite this year? And that's another reason why Caleb could be having the issues that he's having. Because I don't know, he's going up against Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker. I mean, damn. He's not going against K. Martin plays, okay? He ain't going against all-pro defenders, dudes that get paid to defend. And they do their job very well, mind you. And they are very excited to get at this offense who is still trying to find themselves and develop. Not to mention, Dennis Allen is the defensive coordinator. And we know how aggressive of a coordinator that Dennis Allen is. So he is not making life easy for Caleb Williams in these practices. So I say all that to say this. Stop overreacting about practice, okay? I agree with Allen Iverson, okay?
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
The fact that we're having hot takes and putting on Twitter things about practice makes me laugh. What are you talking about? The games don't even start until what 4 or 5 weeks from now when the Bears go against the Vikings in week 1 on Monday Night Football. At that point, then you could talk about Caleb Williams, whether he's doing good, bad, or whatever the case may be. If he's struggling on week 1, then we can have a conversation, an actual conversation. But right now, there is nothing to talk about. It is what it is. It is a learning process. Caleb is learning Ben Johnson's offense and how to do things, right? He's learning what he can and can't do. He's learning what works and doesn't work. It is okay. It is not the end of the world if he's struggling a little bit in training camp, because these struggles mean that he will be that much better when the games start counting on Monday Night Football in September. And for all of y'all out there bemoaning the struggles of Caleb Williams in training camp, his teammates seem to have the utmost confidence in him. I mean, Roma Doomsday just said the other day that he feels like Caleb could be the best quarterback in the NFL. Now, obviously, he's his teammate and, he's going to speak glowingly of him. But even still, that's pretty high praise from Roma Doomsday. Even Kevin Bayard, who's been around the league, mind you, said that Caleb is probably the most talented quarterback that he's played with. So if his teammates aren't too worried about it, why the hell are you all? But Bear fans, let me know, how are you feeling about Caleb Williams' struggles here in training camp? Are you hitting the panic button right now, or are you chilling out and just waiting until the season starts and when these games count for real? Let me know. Drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the Yard for more things Chicago Bears. And if you want more Bears Yard, hit that video right there.